The Toyota RAV4 and the Honda CR-V have had a stranglehold on the small SUV segment for a while, but Jeep thinks the 2026 Cherokee can give them a run for their money. It's hybrid only, it's four-wheel drive as standard, and it's all new. So, let's see what's up.
We're Edmunds, and we test hundreds of cars each year on the road and at our private track, so you get the most trusted reviews. If you want to know which car, truck, or SUV is the best, then stick with us. The Cherokee name has been around for a while. In fact, it's probably older than most of you watching. But the one Jeep fans remember most fondly is the XJ from the mid-80s. It redefined what an SUV could really be. Nearly as much space as its rivals despite being much smaller overall, a unibody construction with a fully boxed frame, and more efficient than all of its rivals at the time, the XJ wrote the rulebook for the modern SUV. In a lot of ways, this all-new one steals its whole playbook from that very car.
This is Jeep's first ever series hybrid in North America. They usually have plug-in hybrids under their 4xe branding. This is a regular hybrid like the RAV4, like the Honda CR-V, like the Kia Sportage hybrid. It's very typical. You're going to be very familiar with it. It's made up of a 1.6-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine that's been sourced from elsewhere in the Stellantis group, Europe probably because they've never sold it here in the States, and it's made it to two electric motors. The transmission is new, the tuning is new, it gets 37 mpg combined, and Jeep claims you can get up to 500 miles on a single tank here.
The hybrid's output is rated at 210 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque. That's about on par with the CR-V and RAV4 hybrids. Unlike the Toyota, however, there is a mechanical connection between the front and rear wheels. In the RAV4, the rear wheels are powered exclusively by a rear-mounted electric motor, but the Cherokee's rear wheels get a physical drive shaft that links them to the transmission. That said, you should not expect this thing to have a huge amount of extra performance compared to its competition. Jeep claims a 0 to 60 time of 8.7 seconds, which is slow no matter what you're driving.
If you're looking for a hybrid SUV and you can't wait for the new Jeep Cherokee, head on over to Edmunds.com to get an instant offer on your car and browse tons of inventory. I promise you'll find something. The interior design of the last Cherokee felt a little bulbous and sort of up and at you because of the way the dash curved. This is very flat, very low. It feels very high quality and sort of well thought out. Also, there's a lot of elements from the Wagoneer S in here. The start button, the gear selector, the big screen, the design of the vents. This is all out of really high-end Jeep stuff, and they found a way to bring it down to a lower price point. That's great value. You're going to get two screens as standard. There's no third passenger display, thank goodness, and there's none of that silly screen for the HVAC controls. You just get one digital instrument cluster across the range, regardless of what trim you get, which means you don't have to spend a bunch of money to get the nicest display here, and all of them are going to get the big center touchscreen. That's great. Right now we are in the top spec Overland model, which means you get these nice seats with a cool pattern on them. I like them, they're comfortable, huggy, and the seating position is nice and low. I like that. You also get things like the Alpine audio system, the option of ventilated seats, and the big sunroof. But all Cherokees are going to come with a pretty generous list of standard equipment. Yes, you get the big screens, but you also get keyless entry, so all you have to do is walk up to your car with your keys in your pocket or your purse, and the doors will unlock automatically. Blind spot monitoring is standard, and all Cherokees are going to get adaptive cruise control. It's not the fancy eyes-on, hands-off system that's available on higher-end Jeeps, but it's better than regular old cruise control. One thing I'm not so keen on already is the row of haptic controls for the HVAC. It's not like you have to go tip-tapping through a screen, although you definitely can, and we appreciate that there's something going on here, but as per usual, buttons are better.
But overall, the front of the new Cherokee feels like a vast improvement over the last car. The material choice is nice, there are multiple little cubbies for phones, your wallet, and other small items, and the Cherokee will support over-the-air updates. That means Jeep will be able to keep those screens up to date with the latest tech without you ever having to visit the dealership.
In the backseat of the new Jeep Cherokee, it feels actually really spacious back here. I got way more knee room and headroom than I did in the new RAV4 that we took a look at just a couple of months ago. It feels on par with the Honda CR-V. Because Jeep stretched the wheelbase, you get more space in the back. You also get two air vents, two USB-C ports, and a household outlet down here, which I like. The back seats don't recline like they do in some competitors, but the material they're covered with is nice and soft. They feel pretty comfy. I think your kids are going to have no problem back here. When it comes to design, Jeep went in a completely different direction to the last Cherokee. That car was a little fussy and just frankly not very good looking. This one is boxy, very flat at the front. You have the 7-slot grille, which is Jeep's signature thing. I like the overall proportions, the design. The side is simple, the rear is boxy, and it's got these taillights that are inspired by a jerry can. Overall, I think it's pretty cool. And also, it's bigger in every dimension. It's wider, longer, taller, and has a longer wheelbase than the car before. That means you're going to get more passenger space and more cargo room than before. That is a big improvement.
Because it's a Jeep, we have to talk about what it can do when you're off the beaten path. The Cherokee will have up to 8 inches of ground clearance and auto, sport, snow, and sand/mud drive modes to help you get the most traction out of whatever situation you find yourself in. Approach and departure angles are rated at 19.6 and 29.4 degrees respectively. Those figures are better than both the old RAV4 TRD off-road and any CRV on sale right now, even the Trail Sport.
The extra cargo space over the old Cherokee amounts to about 30%, which means you get 33.6 cubic feet of cargo space with the seats up and 68.3 with the rear seats folded down. The opening is wide, not too tall, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem to get stuff into here. The new Jeep Cherokee is going to go on sale by the end of this year. It's going to start at around $37,000 and go all the way up to around $46,000. There's also going to be a trail-rated Trailhawk model coming sometime in the future. But for more information on what this thing's going to be like to drive, or at our test track, or how it stacks up against the Honda, the Kia, the Toyota, all of that stuff, be sure to like and subscribe to the Edmunds YouTube channel. It really helps us out.